How's it going, everyone? It is Tuesday, November 19th, 2024, and let's get into the picks from last video, which were no picks, but I gave a lot of suggestions, and I think those fruits are coming to ripen today. Let's get into the market analysis for today, and I'm going to go over the market outlook that I have outlined, and I've been doing this for all my videos, so again, longer term, fundamental, technical, we're in a pretty solid bullish trend here. And these don't change. Maybe change them like on a monthly basis. Short term, technically now, I was a little bit more bearish. Today, I am more neutral and potentially more bullish. I'm actually quite very bullish on a shorter term basis. So this is the buys coming into the day. Now, yesterday, we had a pretty weak bullish trend day. And we knew that we're coming out of a turn and we're looking for some support here. And yesterday here, I was like, look, at this point, I don't know if we're going to break through or break hold. I thought it was a little bit 50-50. Now, after today, that probability has changed. So I'm actually going to zoom into today first, and then we're going to look at where this kind of changes on the overall market trend. So today, market comes in, gaps down, tests the support from last night. Or I guess not last night, from 2 days ago, test support, which is at the gap / the all-time high / the A VWAP from October 17th. If I were to put this up over here on SPY, this A VWAP coming all the way back from the prior all-time high on the 16th. So quite interesting stuff here, but they all sort of coincide on the same level. Market is now tested once, tested twice, when we got a nice rip up, and we're breaking through all of this sort of support, or sorry, resistance at this point. So we start over here, gap down, we're compressing, find support, and then we get some nice green candles. Volume is decent, right? It's not super high, it's not super low, it's like decent volume, but on these bullish rallies, right, it's usually not like an insane, super high volume rally unless it's like a crazy reversal. Usually it's what you see is nice, steady green candles over here with slightly above average volume, right? Where we have some elevated volume bars over here. We get occasional some red candle dips, but just steady, organized buying here. Now here's the real test, right? So when I came at sort of a later day today, came in to the day I was seeing this move up, and I missed the entry over here at 10:25. So I was like, all right, look, I missed the entry. Not the end of the world. That's where you take some day trade shorts. Or sorry, day trade longs, not day trade shorts. And now the market is approaching the prior day high as well as this high resistance from the gap. So what we wanted to see was, is the market going to kind of get rejected hard, like got rejected hard yesterday, right? And it kind of died out. So I thought there was a chance of that happening. Or is the market going to break through, or is it going to reverse? So now, given the strength of this price action and the fact that we had this double bottom higher low forming, I thought that there was a 75% chance or 70% chance that we have a bullish trend day where we break into the gap. SPY will test the gap and get knocked down very little. So that's the clue here, right? We got first test, we get a little bit of a knockdown, we don't quite reach there. Second test, we get knocked down, higher low. Third test, right, you see it's compressing, and then we get the release. So that is the clue. And this 1 OP bullish divergence worked out really well. I actually took a SPY long right over here at 589.25. So that is doing quite well. And that may turn into a swing long. So the other scenario, look, is like a bull trend day like yesterday, right? That couldn't fill in the gap and turns into mush. And I outlined that this move here is not as strong as this move here, right? The volume is much lower. You can see at least the volume is average to slightly above average for the most part. And then when this piles in over here, then we get a lot more volume. The volume here is lower and the candles are more mixed, a little more choppy price action. And we still had some heavy selling pressure. So the context was that we had to digest some of that, which looks like it took about a day and a half-ish. And then the buyer started to really come in aggressively. Now, a sharp bearish reversal would be we test this and we get some stacked red candles that really sell off into the gap. So that tells us that we have to be careful. So that's why over here you didn't want to take in any longs just yet. You wanted to see the extent of this pullback, and it ended up being pretty much this compression, and now we're getting this next leg higher. So the trend is very, very strong at the moment, in my opinion. Now, our best bet, look, the market has staged a nice move higher, so the best bet was to get into day trades early on and watch for that market breakdown. Now, your second opportunity, what I think was honestly to get in on this bullish divergence and ride it up higher. That's what I would take. And now it's not as great, but you based on the fact that we're going to break through this high with some gusto. You know, we got this bearish cycle over here, right? There's a good chance we're probably going to hold the bearish cycle and probably finish close to the high of the day. So when you get these bullish trend days here, it's good just to ride them out and ride your positions to the end of the day, because they're always more profitable end of the day than cutting them early for the vast majority of positions. Okay, so now that we have this bullish trend day that's forming, golfing candle, we're getting into the gap above that 8 EMA. To me, what's important is that we've kind of potentially established some support here, and we have a nice entry point to add to trades. So let's look at a couple of the picks that we're in. And today we're going to add to some of our existing positions, and then we are potentially going to look at some new ones here. So I like Amazon. Now, it did get knocked back a decent amount on that gap, but I do like how the stock has formed some support at 200, right? And if I zoom out a little bit on an M30 basis on Amazon, you can see how the stock is putting in that double bottom, getting above that new high. CRM trade signal, okay. Getting above that new high, and I'm going to pull up Amazon over here. It's looking good. It's breaking through this AVWAP from the prior all-time high. So I'm going to, this is probably a pretty good opportunity to buy it over here. And I'd probably take it off a little bounce. So Amazon is one we're probably expecting to add today. Now, here's the criteria, right? Where for all the stocks, SPY has to break into the gap, and it has to pretty much hold that gap, right? We can't kind of break into that gap very not super strong. So if we get rejected really hard here, you want to be a little more careful. Now, I like what I'm seeing in both the market and some of the stocks here. They're kind of syncing. The cycles are kind of syncing together. So Amazon is looking pretty nice. Reddit, we are in Reddit. So let's pull up this chart here. And yep, here's the pattern. Broke through this prior high, holding these gains here. We have pretty close to challenging this level as well. So Reddit works. I'm still in some swing shares on this stock at 133, and we'll probably add to that position probably today as well. So we're going to expecting to add to Reddit. Team, we're going to add to Team as well. Nice bullish candle off of that 8 EMA. Holding that support pretty well. Sell signal exit. Yeah, again, any dip, probably a little end of day dip is what I'm looking to add to these positions. Roblox. Oh, actually, I don't think I'm in Roblox on the on the chart, but I have a weekly at the money at Roblox, so I reestablished weekly at the money. And then IO and Q, we're not in that as well, but that's another position that I'm in. You can see this stock is recovering this candle pretty well over here. So I may consider adding to INOQ if it can start to get through that $30 level. Okay, so what are some stocks that are ready to enter? Well, I have 15 stocks that I think are looking pretty good. So let's go through all of them. Some of them we are in, some of them we're not in. So MSTR, this stock is absolutely still moving up here. To me, I think it's left the gate a little bit, in my opinion. I think I would have liked to get it closer to that breakout. And I would have liked to get it closer on the pullback over here, but it just didn't quite sync up with the market. So we had to let this one go on the crypto tickers. One I like today a lot is Dash. It had a nice post-earnings breakout, came back, tested the open, and has been rallying higher these last couple of days. Again, I like how Dash has been making these higher lows, steadily kind of climbing higher above that AVWAP-Q, has some room to the top over here. So I like, oh, no, not Dash, sorry, Rocket Lab. Let's get into Dash. This might be the pick of the video. And I think I'm going to give a few picks this video because I haven't given picks in these last couple of videos. So probably going to give like 3 or 4 picks in this video. So I like Dash Long here. So that's probably going to be 1 pick. So let's put this over here. And these, I'm going to probably put these as shorter term swings. So probably for like a week to 2 weeks, I would take that. So I like Dash as a nice little shorter term swing. Next one over here, we already talked about Reddit. I like App as a shorter term swing. It's made a pretty nice rip up over here, breaking out of that compression. Now I'm waiting for a little dip entry over here, and hasn't been rallying in this last leg of the market. You can see that the stock has been compressing and losing its relative weakness. So look, nice little end of day dip. Love to get it somewhere like 310. I don't think it'll dip too much, but even just a little bit of a dip, I can get a pretty nice price. I don't have to chase quite right here because you see it's not rallying in that last leg of the market. So we want to get in when on that flip of relative strength, relatively strong. And we also have, by the way, this 1 OP bearish cycle that told me that, hey, maybe it's looking good, but maybe don't enter right here. Maybe wait for this cycle to go out. And it's diverging pretty well here. So App is probably going to be our second pick over here. So I'm going to add that to the YouTube picks. Let's keep looking. Hood is pretty decent. I like this breakout. Not crazy strong today, but I liked how it broke out early, tested this level, and it held, and is rallying up higher. So I think Hood is looking pretty good. We have to keep in mind, by the way, there is NVIDIA earnings tomorrow, so don't go gangbusters crazy, but Live is continuing up higher. Got an alert. Carvana is moving. Live is looking decent. Not a ton of volume today, but very nice D1 chart. GoDaddy, I like quite a bit. Quick pullback to the 8 EMA. Stock has been rallying up today. Nice, strong stock. So I may potentially take it right here. GoDaddy is going to be another pick for today's video. At this here, GoDaddy to the YouTube picks. Okay. I'm looking at CLS. I like CLS. It's getting above that prior day high. Pull back, starting to getting ready to go. IP is also looking decent. Yeah, that's a really look at this nice steady buying here. No, still has to get to the prior day high, but I like how it filled in the gap. This is a beautiful gap reversal, gap fill reversal here. Nice volume, finding some support at that AV web key. Not a huge, I mean, it's an okay ATR mover. It's an average mover. It's doable. It's not like a massive mover, but payments are looking pretty good here. I like AFRM, especially too if I pull up this long-term chart here. I believe we're making a pretty big pretty big trend line break here. So let me take out these lines to clear the charts a little bit. But we got that break of the trend lines here. So we broke through this trend line, and then we broke through this trend line, right? Came back. We also broke through this high, which we retested. So here's that high breakout, came back, retested it, and then we are good to go. Right, and then this has, I mean, well, if I put on some of my support and resistance stuff here, let's see if I can clear up some of these. Okay, so this is just some high volume candles. Basically, if I look at over here, any candles with an R vol above 2. So if I look at this stuff here, the green means it's a low of a candle, red means it's a high of a candle. So there's some stuff happening potentially over here on AFRM, but I mean, it has a ton of room once it can break through over here into this gap and get all the way through. I mean, it can make a pretty big rip up over here. So it's a beautiful setup on this stock, made a higher low, getting through here. So this is one that I like quite a bit. I'm going to zoom into the intraday chart on this stock, and you can see how broke through here, higher low, tested the VWAP, and it's moving back higher. So this is also another one that I may take at the end of the day. I don't know why I just searched it. So we're going to add it to the watch list. YouTube picks. Then we got Bill. Bill's looking decent. I like this little move here. Would like to be just a tad stronger. Just a tad stronger. I think it's still compressing a little bit. It's not quite ready to enter, in my opinion. Let me look at this. Yeah, it's like getting there. It's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad at all. But I wouldn't get too crazy into one or the other. And that just leaves RKLB. So RKLB, not really rallying too much with the market over here. So, yeah, I am. I don't think I'm going to recommend that. So if I go to our just the recommendations for today, a couple ones here. So we're looking at Dash. We are looking at App. Those are some of my favorite ones here. So Dash, App, and some of these, yeah. I'm just waiting for probably a little end of day dip. That's pretty much it. End of day dip or some sort of breakout, and then I'll get into it. Reddit, we're already in. I'm gonna pull up App. Yeah, Reddit's looking really nice. GoDaddy. GoDaddy's looking good. And then AFRM. Yep. So those are going to be your picks in these videos. Those are 4 picks. So App, GoDaddy, AFRM, and Dash. And I'm adding to some existing positions in Amazon, in Reddit, and in Team. So we're striking when the iron is hot, and we're loading up pretty strongly on these positions. So that's the name of the game today. And we were patient, right? I don't think I gave. I'm looking at my notes over here, but I don't think I gave any picks the last 2 days. Dash EFRM app and GoDaddy. All right, and remember, these are swing longs that we're not. I mean, we may hold some of them into strength, but we're probably what we're going to do is, the ones that aren't rallying, we're going to exit those into strength, and the ones that are really looking really strong, we're going to keep them. So, for example, right? Let's take a look at. This is a good example. Amazon versus Team, right? So if market rallies to all-time high and Amazon starts to struggle, can't really get anywhere, right? Okay, I'm going to take some profits and I'm not going to actually hang on to Amazon. Instead, I am going to hang on to maybe something like Team, right? Which did not pull back as much and is looking pretty good. So that's what I would do in terms of swapping out some of these swing picks. So, but if you want to keep it simple, I would size it to get ready for, I'd say, the next week or two. You see that these moves, when we get their breakout over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it tends to last about a week or 2 weeks. We might have a nice little window over here. I think we have a chance to break 600. We usually make a new high. So on the breakout, you could potentially add, but I'm looking for a move that probably takes us to something like 605 or 610. And then we got to wait down another cycle. So that's kind of what we're looking for here. And again, if it doesn't go wrong, then we would have to we're leaning on this support. So if we kind of break through this level, that tells us that, all right, I mean, we want to be a little more careful here because we thought buyers of the ball and they didn't have the ball. So we got to be a little more cautious. So those are your picks for today's video. That's what I'm recommending here. Thank you for watching, everyone, and we'll take a look at how those picks are doing in tomorrow's video.